Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to unpack a concept that can really, truly change how you bring ideas, any idea, really, to life. Could be a product, a service, maybe even, a personal project. We're talking about the minimum viable product, the MVP. Now, you've likely seen it happen. Someone spends months, maybe even years, right? Building what they think is the perfect thing, pouring in time, money, only to launch it and, well, hope someone notices. And way too often it's just silence, which means tons of wasted effort and, honestly, a lot of frustration. But the MVP, it kind of flips that whole idea on its head. It's all about lowering the risk, focusing on this core idea, validate first, then commit. I mean, think about Dropbox, their MVP, the legendary one. Wasn't even product, just a simple video showing what it would do. And that alone, huge interest. Proved the need way before they wrote tons of code. So in this deep dive, we're going to get into what an MVP really is, why it's such a game changer, not just tech jargon, and importantly, how you can use this way of thinking for your own ideas.
Yeah, and let's clear something up right away because MVP gets tossed around, sometimes incorrectly. An MVP is absolutely not some buggy, half-finished app that barely works and just annoys people. That's not the goal. It's not about being sloppy. It's about being focused, super focused. So what is it then? Fundamentally, an MVP is the simplest version of your product that actually solves a core problem for a specific group of people, your target audience. It's got just enough features to be usable, right, so people can actually try it. And the real point, to let you test it fast with real users. Get that crucial feedback, learn what works, what doesn't, before you sink a ton of resources into it.
Right, so it's not like building a car by delivering, I don't know, the engine first,
Yeah.
then the wheels, then doors, which is useless until it's all done. You're saying an MVP is something that works from day one, even if it's super basic. Like instead of just an engine, you deliver a skateboard. It gets you moving, right? Gives you immediate feedback on whether people even want to move that way. Then maybe becomes a scooter, then a bike.
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe the car, if people actually show they need it. It's that whole lunch ugly, learn fast idea.
Exactly. Lunch ugly, learn fast. That nails it. And the ugly part isn't about bad design choices. It's strategic.
Yeah.
It signals, hey, this is a test, not the final thing. And that actually helps get more honest feedback. It forces you, the creator, to cut out all the nice to haves and focus purely on the minimum, what's truly essential. So minimum means it's fast to build, low initial investment. Viable means it actually works. It delivers real value, solves that core problem. It's not just smoke and mirrors. And product means it's something real enough that people can actually use it, interact with it, get it out of your head and into their hands.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Let's make this even clearer with some real-world examples, because this applies way beyond just software. What's a favorite example you often think of? Maybe one that's a bit surprising.
Well, Airbnb is a great one. Now they're massive, but their MVP, it was, almost laughably simple. The founders literally rented out air mattresses in their own apartment. There was a conference, hotels were full, their product was just their spare room, and a super basic website to show it. No fancy booking system, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Just a direct solution to a real immediate problem, proving people would stay in a stranger's home, which sounded kind of crazy back then.
Wow, okay. And Zappos, the shoe site.
Yeah.
Hard to picture their start.
Oh yeah, Zappos is classic MVP thinking. The founder, Nick Swinmurn, he wasn't sure if people would buy shoes online, without trying them on. So his MVP wasn't a big warehouse full of shoes. Nope. He went to local shoe stores, took pictures of shoes, put them on a simple website. If someone actually ordered a pair, he'd then go buy that exact shoe from the store at full retail price and ship it himself. He was testing the demand, not building inventory, validating the core idea with almost zero risk.
That's just brilliant. So lean. And Instagram, we all know it now, but its start was very focused too, right?
Totally. Instagram's first version was pretty much just photo sharing plus filters. That was it. Apparently, they even had more features planned initially, but they stripped it all back. Focus on that single addictive loop. Snap a pic, filter it, share it. That laser focus helped them get traction fast and learn what users really loved instead of getting lost in features nobody was asking for yet.
What's really striking is how varied these MVPs are. It's not always code or a physical product. You're saying an MVP could just be like a Google form or a landing page to collect emails, maybe a clickable prototype in Figma, or even just talking someone through an idea with a slide deck or a voice note.
Exactly. The form the MVP takes is secondary. The primary goal isn't the thing itself. It's about testing a hypothesis. You have a guess about a problem and a solution, and the MVP is your tool to find out if you're right. You're fundamentally asking, is this problem real? Do people care? Is my solution heading in the right direction? And there are really three core things you're trying to achieve with an MVP. One, validate. Is this problem actually a thing for people? Does my idea genuinely help? Will they use it? Maybe even pay? 2, learn. What parts do they actually like? What features are essential versus just nice to have? What do they ignore? And 3, adapt. Okay, based on how real people are using this or not using it, what's the smartest, fastest way to improve? Do we tweak it or do we need a bigger shift, a pivot?
It really circles back to avoiding that nightmare scenario, right? Building in the dark for months, years even,
Mhm.
and then launching to find out nobody wants it. This whole MVP process is designed to get you that critical market information first. Save the time, the money, the heartache.
Okay, so let's get practical. How does someone actually do this? How do you build one of these fast learning machines? Let's walk through a kind of MVP playbook.
Step 1, and this is absolutely crucial. Define the problem sharply. We often say aim for a painkiller, not just a vitamin.
What do you mean by that?
A painkiller solves an urgent, intense problem, something people are actively, desperately trying to fix right now. A vitamin is nice to have, maybe improves things slightly, but isn't essential. For an MVP, focusing on a painkiller means you're testing something with built-in urgency. You'll get faster, clearer feedback if you're solving a real pain.
Okay, painkiller, not vitamin. Got it. Then what? Pick one persona. Resist the urge to build for everyone. Who is that single ideal early adopter? Focus entirely on their specific pain. Yes. And then ask yourself relentlessly, what is the absolute fastest way to get that persona a result? Cut everything else. Seriously. What's the minimum needed to deliver that core value quickly? That's your M in MVP.
All right, focus problem, single persona, fastest path to value. Now, choose a delivery method. And this is where you get creative, yeah? It doesn't have to be code.
Not at all. It could be a simple web page built with a no-code tool. It could be a manual concierge service where you do the work behind the scenes. Could be a spreadsheet, a slide deck you walk people through, a Google form, a WhatsApp group, whatever gets the core value proposition tested.
Okay, method chosen. Then comes the slightly scary part for a lot of people.
Launch it. Just get it out there.
Even if it feels unfinished, duct taped, ugly.
Especially then, remember that ugliness or incompleteness is almost a feature. It sets expectations. It says, I'm learning, give me feedback. It prevents you from getting stuck polishing something nobody wants. If you're not a little embarrassed by your first version, you probably launched too late.
Okay, good rule of thumb. And the final step, arguably the most important.
Yeah.
Get feedback. Actively solicit it. Watch people use it if you can. Talk to them. Quick interviews.
Exactly. Look at basic data. Did they complete the main action? Then critically use that feedback. Either iterate, make small, informed changes based on what you learned, or if the feedback shows the core idea is off, pivot. Change direction based on that real-world learning. You know, it's interesting to see where people commonly stumble with this. One huge pitfall is trying to make the MVP perfect, which just leads to delays, procrastination. Sometimes the idea just dies before it ever gets out.
Analysis paralysis.
Totally. Another is adding features you think are cool, but that nobody actually asked for. Feature creep based on assumptions. And the really dangerous one is ignoring early feedback, believing, oh, they just don't get it yet, they'll love it when it's finished. That's often denial. And finally, just being too scared to launch because it feels embarrassing. Like you said, if it's not a little embarrassing, you waited too long.
It really demands a different way of thinking, doesn't it? A big mindset shift. Your MVP isn't supposed to be your grand masterpiece. It's a conversation starter. It's your way of saying to the market, hey, I think this might be useful. What do you think? And then listening really hard to the answer. So let me just put this question out there for you listening. Would you rather build for 6 months in secret, pour your heart and soul into it, and risk total failure? Or build something functional, maybe a bit rough, in 6 days? Launch it and get priceless information to guide your next steps. I mean, the choice seems pretty clear when you frame it like that. So if you have an idea simmering, make a pact with yourself. Build an MVP this week. Put it out there somehow. Pitch it, post it, show it to real people. Just don't build in silence.
And you know, building that MVP is getting faster and easier now too, thanks to some really interesting tools emerging. For example, there's a platform called Gideon, which is pretty fascinating. It basically acts like an AI co-founder specifically for shaping your MVP.
An AI co-founder. Tell me more.
So the idea is you give it your rough concept, like literally the notes you jot down on a napkin. And it uses AI, trained on loads of successful product structures, to help you flesh it out instantly. It can suggest an app name, write a summary, identify your target users, and then map out the key pages and features like Homepage, profile, settings, checkout, admin dashboard, whatever makes sense for your idea. And it gives you this editable flowchart so you can tweak it, add things, remove things. You can even upload reference files, mockups, wireframes, links to apps you like for more context, and add notes for whoever might build it later.
Okay, so it takes that fuzzy, I have an idea feeling
Yeah.
and turns it into an actual plan, a blueprint.
Exactly. It helps eliminate that initial guesswork. What pages do I even need?
Right.
It saves potentially hours, maybe days of scoping work if you were going to hire developers. It forces clarity on your idea.
So it's like a structured brainstorming partner that spits out a ready-to-build spec.
Pretty much. Look, if you're sitting there with an idea, feeling stuck on where to begin, a tool like Gideon could literally take your vision and map it into a product structure in like 10 minutes.
It's like ChatGPT, but it speaks product development, not just paragraphs.
Mm.
So that brings us full circle. The power of the minimum viable product. It's really not just a tech term, it's a strategy, a way to learn fast, build smart, and avoid wasting precious resources.
Absolutely. The real win isn't just launching something, it's launching something that lets you learn as quickly and cheaply as possible. It's about making sure every bit of effort you put in actually counts towards building something people genuinely need and will use.
So as we wrap up, here's a thought to mull over. What's that one perfect idea you've been holding on to? Could you, this week, challenge yourself to turn it into an ugly but functional MVP? Just to start the conversation. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope you take these ideas and go build something, or rather, go learn something amazing.